So far on this channel I've, let's be honest, cobbled together a few videos from trips taken from buying her to now, but I'd like to try and be a bit more structured with the way we make videos, make them a bit more interesting for you, the viewer, especially adding a bit more proper commentary, so this is why I'm sat here rather than behind the camera. This is my first attempt at that, so please bear with me, but I hope you enjoy it. Hi, my name's Will and this is my boat Marji Bee. Together with my wife Petra and my sea dogs, Eddie and Parker, we invite you to join us on our boat owning journey. So welcome aboard, you, me and Marji Bee. So as a bit of background, Marji Bee is a Freeman 23. She was built in 1972. The oldest records we have from the paperwork that we picked up when we bought her show that she was kept on the Thames at Lechlade, not far from where we are now, up until 1990, at which point she was sold and moved to the River Nene and stayed there up until 2021 when she changed owners again and moved back to the Thames. She was on the mid-Thames at that point at Samford. We then bought her in September 2022, so this being 2023, this is our first full season. I do read all the comments that people put on our videos and do take on board the feedback, and to that aim a few people have asked for a walkthrough of Marji Bee, so this is the first video that I'm going to do in the kind of the new format, so hope you enjoy. And here's the helm. It's a very simple setup, there's not an awful lot to keep an eye on on a Freeman. Temperature gauge, voltage gauge, we have got a rev counter, and switches for lights and ignition obviously. The helm, your throttle and your gear selector is kick shift. So if you want your forward gear, you just move it forward, reverse gear, move it back. Works really nicely. I was a bit sceptical of it to start with, but actually it is a really good setup because it leaves, using that for your forward and reverse, leaves two hands free for your throttle and your steering, and you get used to it in no time whatsoever. It's absolutely brilliant. Well, in typical fashion, I've just settled down to do this little video and it started raining, so unfortunately the canopy's up, but we're going to give you a tour of Marji Bee. We do have access to the very meagre boat electronics in there. There's not an awful lot, but I think I will at some point get that rewired. Lock that back up again. And there is access to the engine under here and access to the bilges and the seacock for the engine intake and the weed filter, so keep that clean and clear down there. We also have the step locker here, which I'll be honest acts as a bit of a drinks cabinet for us, but don't tell anybody. We have a few storage lockers. Under here we have the gas locker, so gas canister under there, keep that switched off whenever we're not using it. We have some more storage underneath the seats, a storage locker in the centre, and we have, I can show you, we have the fuel under here. It's still on because we've literally just parked up, moored up rather, and we have the water under there. We do have more storage for bits and pieces underneath the helm seat, and all of the batteries, or the battery is underneath the helm seat as well. Right, time to dive inside. Let's start with the galley. Very nice little compact galley. We have 2-burner hob there, with underneath we have grill and oven. We haven't actually used the oven yet, but I'm sure we will at some point when our onboard cooking becomes a little bit more adventurous. We then have sink. We only have cold water on a manual pump. We don't have a calorifier, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but we manage fine with cold water and just heat water up with the kettle to do the washing up when we need to. Bits and pieces of storage underneath and around the corner. Lots of snacks, and there's also another little bit of storage tucked away behind there as well. Storage wise, we always also have our glassware cups, the crockery in the overhead locker here, over the dinette, which I shall move back and show you here. So it's a perfect sized dinette for the couple of us. I will say I am 6'4", so I do struggle to stand up in a Freeman 23. That's the way it is. I make do. I tend to stay outside until I need to come inside, to be honest. But it's a lovely little dinette, such a cosy little place here. But what this dinette does do is you can pull this section out. I'll move around here. You can pull this section out here, and it comes out a bit further. But you rearrange all of the cushions. This table drops down between the two seats, and this forms another double bed. So theoretically you can sleep 4 in here, although that would be very cosy, and I'm not quite sure where you keep all your bits and pieces. So let's pop that back together. We have just forward of the dinette, we have a hanging locker, which, to be honest, gives plenty of room for what we need to hang up in there. So you kind of keep things to a minimum when you head away. And on the starboard side, we have our heads. So not plumbed in for a holding tank, just a chemical toilet in there. Again, it's cosy, but it does the job. And up in the bow, we have, it's really a V berth. But we have an infill that goes in the middle and an extra cushion that sits in the middle of that makes it up into a double berth, which is really nice. And we tend to keep it made up the whole time, because Eddie and Parker, throughout the day, they'll disappear down here, jump up on the bed, have a snooze. So it's somewhere nice and comfy and safe for them to have a little getaway if it's a bit warm outside. But it is a lovely, cosy, warm little spot, that. And we have someone just passing us now. I recognise that boat. That's kept up at Grafton. So that is pretty much the inside. Electrics wise, we don't have a separate leisure battery in here. We just run off the engine starter battery, so we're very conscious about our battery usage. We just have interior lights here, and there's another couple of separate interior lights up at the in the forward cabin. Excuse me, and also in the heads compartment as well. Obviously, what we do have, because I'm always a bit wary about using the boat batteries, because nobody wants to wake up in the morning and not have a battery to start your engine in the morning, is I've invested in a what would you call it, a power cell, a Bluetti. It's basically a portable rechargeable battery that has a wireless docking area on the top. It's got the USB sockets, it's got a 12-volt socket, and it actually has got an inverter as well, so you can run small 230-volt appliances off it as well when we're on the boat. It charges up from the 12-volt socket whilst you're running, so you could kind of repower it as well. You can get your solar panels as well, but I think it takes quite a long time to recharge with those. We tend to charge it up before we come away, and then charge it up again whilst we're away if we need to. I'll put a photo of the one we've got. It's only the kind of the entry-level Bluetti. If we really like it, I may get a slightly larger one with a greater capacity. But it does just stop that worry about running out of power on your starter battery in the boat. So I'll show you the engine. Here it is, tucked away underneath the dinette seating. It's a water motor Seawolf, which is a marinised Ford Anglia 1100 engine. Marinised essentially means that it pulls in water from outside from the river through a strainer to clean it, and moves that over the engine to cool it, and then it spits it out afterwards. So it's not like a car engine where you have the radiator to cool it down. We've got a plentiful supply of cold water in the river, so why not use it, eh? Lovely reliable engine, makes a lovely noise, gurgling away, and has been really reliable for us so far. So touch wood, continues to do so. I had to show you that because that's one of my favourite things about the Freeman is the lovely gurgle of that engine. It's so soothing in my mind. But this is Marji Bee from the outside. She's in pretty good condition. She does need the deck paint renewing and a couple of little touch-ups here and there, but she's a good solid boat and has treated us well so far. It looks like it's stopped raining now, so I think I'll take the hood down, which is a very simple job to do. So that's it, a walkthrough of Marji Bee and my first attempt at a new video format. I will work on the sound quality for the next one, but please do let me know what you think. And if you'd like to see more, please consider a like and subscribe. See you next time.